Hey everybody, welcome back to the 3D6 Gaming YouTube channel. My name's Al, and I am here with the boxed edition of Fast Inning Baseball FAC Edition. This has been a long time in the works, and we're finally ready to show off the final components of the box game. This is the same size as my Fast Drive Football FAC Edition in these medium stout boxes from the Game Crafter. And go ahead and open it up. And just like the other games, I should mention, nothing on the back, but it's got a cool box. It'll look good on your gaming shelf, nonetheless. A little flying baseball there. But yeah, there's going to be plenty of room to put your team cards in there. Put this aside and show you what comes in here. So this is everything that comes in the box. I'll tell you right away that we're going to have two versions, just like we did with the football game. We will have the version that you see here with all the components in the box. And then separately, you'll be able to just buy the cards if all you want is the cards. And all this stuff, all these contents, you'll be able to download PDF versions instead. So let's see what we got here. Go to the cards last. We've got a laminated card that is both the card to resolve your clutch at bats, as well as create the decks for the different eras. And we'll talk about that in a minute because this is pretty interesting. And I want to use this video to show you how this works because I know folks are going to have questions about that. We've got our game day drama charts, one for 1901 to 1919 and then 1920 to today. If this is your first time learning about this game, it supports all seasons. I have seasons for sale, not at the Game Crafter, but on 3d6gaming.store. There'll be a link in the video description where you can buy all the seasons. But yeah, it supports all seasons. These are double-sided, so you have extra drama for the same time frames on the back side. So that's that. We've got our scoring tables. So because scoring was different throughout baseball history, we have separate tables for each era that you might be playing. So, starting off here with 1901 to 1919 on one side, 1920 to 1941. And then over here we got 1942 to 1946 on one side and 1947 to 1962. And then we'll have 1963 to 1972, 73 to 92, 93 to 2009. By the way, these are on nice, sturdy, laminated stock. 1939 to 2009, 2010 to 2015. And did I do that? Did I do that right? Then 2016 to today, scoring tables. And 2020 to today, extra innings scoring table. So what's unique about this card is on this side, it's 2016 to today for regular innings. And if it's extra innings, 2016 to 2019, you'd use this for extra innings too. But if playing 2020 or later, you're going to use the reverse side of this card if the game goes to extra innings. Ghost Runner in seasons 2020 to today creates a change in the likelihood that runs will score in extra innings. So we have this different chart on the back here. So those are all the scoring tables. And so with this one game, you will be able to play any season from 1901 all the way up to today and get the correct runs, home runs, errors that you would expect to get in a box score from that time. And then finally is the rules booklet. It's a 12-page booklet done in the same style as the Fast Drive Football rules booklet, just in different colors and different information, obviously. But in here, you will get information about how the game works, how to read one of these fast action cards, and really just how to play the game. All of this will be available as a PDF download as well. But that's the rule book, with a special thanks to Travis Jansen for all the work he did to help me get this game across the finish line. And actually, it was Mr. Jansen's ideas many months ago to actually put die results on the cards that got us to where we are today. So thanks again one more time to Travis for all his help and for putting his fingerprints all over this game. All right, so you do not use all of these cards when you play a game of Fast Inning Baseball. I created the game so that it could support any era of baseball, which means I had to add extra cards to the mix so that you could create a 72 card deck specific to the era that you're playing in. And so before you can start a game of Fast Inning Baseball or a project or a season or a tournament or whatever, you're going to have to put a deck together. You're going to have to do some deck construction. And right here, it tells you for any era that you want to play in what cards you're going to use. Now, you can use this guide, and I do. I would recommend using this. But the cards also have printed at the bottom what era they belong to, so you can follow that as well. But this is really not so bad because the way it works is we've got a bunch of what I refer to, or what are referred to as common cards. Let me find those. So the first 41 cards of the deck are common cards. So here we go. So put those aside. These cards all have the word common printed on the bottom. They're really easy to find. You know, once you buy the game and get all the cards in the right order, you got all the common cards. That's for your first 41. So starting with the 41 common cards, use this guide to add the corresponding 31 era-specific cards to complete the inning results deck for your era. So let's say you were playing with the era 1973 to 1992. This is a popular configuration because this is how you would play a normalized cross-era tournament or play teams from different times against each other. Those team cards that you can purchase normalize the pitching, and the actual deck itself normalizes the offensive output. So it's a really fun way to play the game. So you start with the common cards and you set those aside, and now you're going to look for these cards. And I recommend that you have them in the order out of the box. And so going and completing your deck construction really is not that hard, but we're just going to run through it so I can show you how it works. So you're looking for 43 and 46 and 50 and 52, 55 and 58. Hopefully you can see those numbers in the camera. 60, 63 and 65. And 67 and 68, and 72 and 75, 79, 82, 85, 79, 82, 85, and right here, 87, 89, 91, 87, 89, 91, and 92, 95, 97, 92, 95, 97, 99, 103, 105, 106, 110, 112, 115, 117, and 119. The rest of the cards you can just put back in the box. You won't need them for that particular project. What you want to do after you have these cards, make sure that you have 31. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. There you go. And now 31 plus the 41, now you have your 72 card deck that you're going to shuffle up and use to play Fast Inning Baseball. And you might be wondering, well, it looks like there's a lot of these numbers that you'll see across different eras, and that is true. The tricky part of creating this game was ensuring that not only did you get the right statistical output on the cards themselves, but I had to make sure that the dice probabilities were also equal. So in each one of these 72 card decks, you're going to go through each of the possible combinations twice. So the dice are equally distributed. The other aspects of the card are equally distributed, and I'll show you what they are. So on each card, you're going to have the result of the inning, whether it's a single result or you have a quality check on one of the teams. And then you're going to have these 4 quadrants down here. The gray bar at the bottom is simply for deck creation. Once you've created your deck, you're not going to use any of this information down at the bottom again. But you can see card number 43 applies to 1920 through 1946, 63 through 92, and 2010 through 2015. When you flip this card, when you're checking for how many hits there were in a run scoring inning, you're using the green box. When you're checking to see if any runs scored as a result of an error on an error result, you're going to check the red box. When you want to see how many hits there were in an inning where no runs were scored, you check the black box here. And then finally, when you're doing a fielder check for either web gems or errors, you're going to check the brown fielder box. And that's really the makeup of each one of these cards. There's some artwork on a couple cards, like from a scoring book. That is just there for flavor text or flavor graphics, I guess you could say. I'll say also no AI was used in the, the artwork on these cards, but they're pretty free of that anyway. There might be reviews. I sent out a couple review copies of this game. Where the back of this deck was actually a pristine, it was the image, basically the same image, but the baseball was pristine, meaning white, brand new, and overwhelmingly, everybody that has tested this game for me prefers this more game-worn baseball texture and look. So if you watch, there may be other videos coming out about this game where you'll see this deck pure white background with the laces, and just know that was a consideration during play testing. The color of the back side of the deck. It's kind of the behind the scenes about what goes on in game design. But we finally settled on this look. So that's how you construct a deck. Those are the components of the game. Again, let's talk pricing, because I know everybody wants to know how much this game costs. Originally, the original design of this game, it was going to cost the same as Fast Drive Football. A little over $50. And I think $52.99 is what Fast Drive Football is going for now. GameCrafter changes their prices, fluctuate a little bit because of how much things cost from their suppliers, but it's around there. This is a little bit more expensive, and I'll tell you why. It's all the cards. For this to work, to cover all the errors from 1901 to 2020, to today, sorry, and to get all the probabilities right for everything, I just had to have 139 cards. There was no way around that. It's the cards that are driving the price. It's not this stuff here. So there are more cards in this game than Fast Drive Football. So for that reason, the GameCrafter price for this full boxed version of Fast Inning Baseball, it looks like it's going to be $59.99. So just a penny under $60. And I know that not everybody's going to be thrilled with that, but it is what it is. That's how much this stuff costs, and these are really good components, no corners cut. But you'll be able, if you don't want to pay the roughly $60 for the box version, you can save $20. The FAC edition of just getting the cards will be $20 less, so $39.99 or roughly around there is what the price is going to be. So yeah, I think that's all the news I wanted to share. This is the final version. We are going to be, when this video is posted, the game is not for sale just yet, but will be very soon. Over on our Facebook page, I'll share more information about when this will be able to be ordered from the GameCrafter. But until then, leave any questions that you might have down in the comments. I'm really excited to get this in everybody's hands. It's been a labor of love, a lot of work. I'm really happy with the feedback that I've gotten from the testers, how much everybody's enjoying playing the game. I've enjoyed testing the game. It's a lot of fun, and it just works. It'll be a great way to have projects that are just fully run by this game engine, or a great way to supplement your other baseball games. Either way you do it, you can't go wrong. And I'm looking forward to the reaction when it finally makes its way out into the market. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope I covered everything you might have been interested in seeing, and we'll talk to you later.